What happens when two friends compete for the same dream job, one with honesty and integrity, the other with cunning deception? The Test of Character is a gripping story of ambition, friendship, and betrayal. As Daniel prepares with an open heart, Emmanuel secretly schemes to gain the upper hand. But in the end, will wisdom and truth prevail over craftiness? Watch this powerful and thought-provoking animation from Daniel Udofia Animations, where Christian values meet engaging storytelling. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content.
Emmanuel, I won't lie, I'm really nervous about this interview. I know it's still a few weeks away, but I can't stop thinking about it. You've heard the stories. People say the interview panel is extremely tough. They'll ask all sorts of questions, even trick ones, just to test how we react under pressure. I just don't know if I'm ready for that. I understand how you feel, Daniel. This is a very competitive position, and everyone applying will be bringing their best game. But I'll tell you something, honesty is your best strategy. If they ask about your experience, just tell them the truth. They probably already have your CV, and they'll know if you exaggerate. If you pretend to have experience that you don't, they'll catch you in a lie when they start throwing technical questions your way. But Emmanuel, what if telling the truth about my lack of experience ruins my chances? What if they see me as unqualified and move on to the next candidate? Some people say that in interviews like this, you have to make yourself sound impressive, even if it means stretching the truth a little. Maybe I should just tell them what they want to hear. Daniel, that's exactly the kind of mindset that gets people into trouble. Look, I know you really want this job, and so do I, but trust me, the worst thing you can do is give them false expectations. Let's say you tell them you have experience with a particular skill, and then they ask you to explain a real-life situation where you used it. What will you say then? You'll be stuck, and they'll immediately know you were dishonest. Instead, focus on what you do have. You may not have years of experience, but you have dedication, a willingness to learn, and a strong work ethic. Talk about that. Employers don't just look for the most experienced candidates. They look for those who are honest, adaptable, and eager to grow. If you present yourself as someone with potential, they might be willing to train you. But if they catch you in a lie, you'll lose all credibility. You have a point, Emmanuel. I've heard of people being disqualified just because the interviewers sensed they weren't being truthful. But I still feel like experience matters a lot. What if the other candidates all have more experience than me? Won't that automatically put me at a disadvantage? Not necessarily. Yes, experience matters, but it's not the only thing that counts. Companies also look for attitude, problem-solving skills, and how well you fit into their team. You can make up for your lack of experience by showing them that you're eager to learn and that you're capable of handling challenges. Instead of trying to impress them with things you haven't done, impress them with your confidence, your enthusiasm, and your willingness to grow. Plus, think about it this way, if you get the job by lying, you'll always have to keep up that act. You'll be constantly worried about being exposed. But if you get the job, because they saw your true potential, you'll be more comfortable and motivated to do your best. That actually makes a lot of sense. I'd rather go in there with a clear conscience than spend the whole interview trying to maintain a lie. I'll focus on my strengths and be honest about where I still need to grow. Hopefully, they'll see that I'm someone worth investing in. That's the spirit. And besides, even if this opportunity doesn't work out, there will be others. What's important is that you build a reputation for integrity. Employers talk to each other, and if you become known as someone who is trustworthy and hardworking, doors will eventually open for you. You're right, Emmanuel. I'll go into that interview with confidence and honesty. And whatever happens, I'll know I did the right thing. That's the attitude. Now, let's start preparing. We'll practice answering some common interview questions so you can go in there feeling ready. Ah, Daniel. So naive. He actually believed every word I said. Honesty? In an interview like this? That's a gamble only a fool would take. This job is no ordinary opportunity. It's a golden ticket, and people will do anything to get it. Does he really think the panel is looking for someone who just has potential? No, they want someone who looks ready, someone who can sell themselves with confidence, whether they have experience or not. That's exactly what I'm going to do. He'll walk into that interview and tell them he lacks experience. He'll humbly admit his weaknesses, thinking that will impress them. And what will they do? Politely nod, thank him for his time, and move on to the next candidate. Meanwhile, I'll be sitting in that same room, telling them exactly what they want to hear. I won't waste time on modesty. I'll show them I'm the perfect fit, even if it means stretching the truth a little. In the end, it's not about who is the most honest. It's about who is the most convincing. And when the final decision is made, Daniel will walk away empty-handed, wondering why his sincerity wasn't enough. And me? I'll be walking through the doors of my new office, ready to take on the role he was foolish enough to lose. Well, may the best man win. And I already know who that's going to be. I need to share it with Emmanuel, my friend. I really want him to be successful, even if it's going to be any of us and not both of us. It's a very important opportunity. Let me tell him to also prepare on it, in case it comes up as one of the interview questions. Hello. Daniel. Hey, Emmanuel. I just found something really interesting while preparing for the interview. There's a high chance they might ask us about strategic problem solving in a high-pressure work environment. It seems like a big deal for this job. Oh? That sounds important. What exactly did you find? I came across some case studies on how different professionals handle workplace challenges. The key seems to be breaking problems down into smaller steps and prioritizing solutions. It's not just about answering the question. They'll be looking for how we think under pressure. I figured since we're both going for this, it wouldn't be right if I kept it to myself. Wow, Daniel. That's really thoughtful of you. So, what do you suggest we do? I was thinking we could go over a few scenarios together. That way, we both get comfortable with answering these types of questions. I really want us both to do well. After all, we're friends first before competitors, right? Of course, of course. That's really kind of you, Daniel. Why don't you come over, and we'll go through it together? Great! I'll be there in a bit. So, I found this particular case study about a company that faced a massive system failure during a peak business hour. The best performing candidates in interviews like this don't just state the problem. They analyze why it happened, consider different solutions, and then explain their reasoning for the best approach. For example, instead of just saying, I would fix the system quickly, they want to hear things like, I would first identify the root cause, then communicate with the team to manage expectations while implementing a structured solution. That's really smart, Daniel. I must say, you've done some excellent research. Yeah, I just thought it would be great if we both went in prepared. I really want you to pass, Emmanuel. You deserve it. And I appreciate that, Daniel. Truly.
Welcome back, my dear. You were out longer than I expected. Where did you go?
I was with Emmanuel. I found this really important topic that might come up in our interview, and I thought it would be good to share it with him. We went through some case studies and discussed possible responses together.
Wait, you shared important interview tips with Emmanuel. The same Emmanuel who is competing for the same job as you?
Yes! I mean, why not? He's my best friend, Ruth. We're both in this together, and I want him to succeed just as much as I want to. If I learn something valuable, it's only fair that I share it with him. That's what friends do.
Daniel, I love that you have such a kind heart, but let me ask you something. Do you think Emmanuel wants you to succeed just as much as you want him to? Is he also sharing his discoveries with you, or is it just a one-way street?
Oh, Ruth, you worry too much. Of course, Emmanuel wants me to succeed. He's been helping me prepare too. We've practiced together, exchanged ideas, and encouraged each other. He wouldn't try to sabotage me. We've been friends for years.
Daniel, friendship is one thing, but competition is another. It's easy to be friendly when nothing is at stake, but this job is highly competitive. Do you think he would be happy if you got it and he didn't?
No, Ruth. You don't know Emmanuel like I do. He's always been supportive. I believe he'll be happy for me, just like I'd be happy for him if he got the job instead of me.
I admire your trust, Daniel. I really do. But I just want you to be careful. Not everyone sees competition the way you do. You shared valuable information with him. Did he share anything equally valuable with you?
Well, not exactly. He mostly listened and agreed with what I said. But maybe he already knew some of it. I'm sure he would have shared if he had something new.
Daniel, I'm not saying Emmanuel is against you. But please, don't be so trusting that you blind yourself to reality. You have a good heart, and that's a beautiful thing, but don't assume that everyone operates the same way. Some people smile with you while secretly hoping you fail.
Ruth, you sound like you're writing a suspense novel. Emmanuel isn't like that. He's my friend, and I know he wants the best for me. You'll see, when we both get to that interview, we'll both do well, and I'll prove to you that true friendship still exists.
I hope you're right, Daniel. I truly do. Just hope he's your true friend indeed.
Margaret, this interview means everything. You know how competitive this company is? The pay package alone is more than double what most companies offer. The moment I heard they were recruiting, I knew I had to get in. This isn't just about getting a job. It's about securing our future.
I understand, my dear. But don't forget, you're not the only one who knows how valuable this job is. Every applicant will be coming with their best strategy. And what about Daniel? He's your biggest competition, isn't he?
Daniel? Margaret, you don't need to worry about him. I've already destabilized him. He has no idea that while he's treating me as his best friend, I'm playing a completely different game.
Destabilized him? What do you mean by that?
It's almost too easy. Daniel is too trusting. He believes in fairness and honesty, even in a cutthroat competition like this. While I've been careful with what I say, he's been feeding me valuable interview tips, thinking he's helping me succeed. I don't even have to do much. He's practically handing me the job on a silver platter.
So, let me get this straight. You let Daniel believe you're both preparing together while making sure you take from him without giving anything back?
Exactly. He found some important case studies and key topics that might come up in the interview. Instead of keeping them to himself, he ran to me, eager to share. And, of course, I sat there, nodding, acting interested, pretending to be equally invested in his success. But in reality, I was just gathering all the knowledge I needed.
And he truly believes you want him to succeed?
Oh, absolutely. He keeps saying, we're friends first before competitors. Can you imagine? Friendship is nice and all, but in a competition like this? Only one person gets the job, Margaret. And I intend for that person to be me.
So, what happens if he finds out? What if, somehow, he realizes you've been using him?
By the time he figures it out, It'll be too late. The interview will be over, and they'll already have secured my place. Besides, he won't even suspect anything. Daniel is too blinded by his so-called integrity. He actually believes the panel will choose him just because he's honest about his lack of experience. But what they really want is someone who sounds ready, someone who sells themselves confidently. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. You've always been strategic. And honestly, if Daniel is foolish enough to hand you the advantage, then maybe he's not ready for a job at such a high level.
Exactly. In this world, Margaret, nice guys finish last. Mrs. Adams, the interview session for the new managerial role is just around the corner, and I want to ensure that everything is perfectly in place. This position is crucial to the company's future, and we cannot afford any mistakes in our selection process. Have you notified all the qualified applicants?
Yes, sir. All shortlisted candidates have been contacted through email and phone calls. They have been given the official date, time, and venue of the interview, along with detailed instructions on the selection process. We also provided them with a brief overview of the company's expectations to ensure they come well prepared.
Good. I don't want any excuses or delays. This is a highly competitive role, and I expect nothing but the best candidates. What about the expert panel? Have our international partners confirmed their participation?
Yes, sir. The experts from our partner companies in the United States, Germany, and Japan have all confirmed their attendance. They will be joining the panel virtually through our secure video conferencing system. We have scheduled a test run of the system 2 days before the interview to ensure there are no technical issues. Additionally, our own senior executives and HR specialists will be physically present in the interview room. Together, they will assess each candidate based on expertise, strategic thinking, leadership qualities, and adaptability to high-pressure situations.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I need people who can handle challenges, not just those who have the right qualifications on paper. We must put them through real-life problem-solving scenarios. Have the candidates been informed about the nature of the interview? I don't want anyone coming and expecting a simple Q&A session. This is going to be rigorous.
Absolutely, sir. We have made it clear that the interview will consist of multiple stages. The first round will test their knowledge of industry trends, management strategies, and crisis resolution techniques. The second round will be a practical case study, where they will be given a complex business problem and asked to present a structured solution. The final round will be a high-pressure panel discussion, where they will be questioned by the international experts to assess their ability to think critically on the spot. Only those who demonstrate exceptional skills, confidence, and adaptability will make it through.
Excellent. That's the kind of process I want. No room for mediocrity. Have you also arranged accommodations for candidates coming from out of town?
Yes, sir. We have reserved executive lodging for them at the Grand Elite Hotel, just a few minutes away from the office. This ensures they are well rested and punctual on the interview day. Additionally, transportation has been arranged to bring them from the hotel to the interview venue.
Very well, Mrs. Adams. You have done an excellent job so far. One last thing, security and confidentiality. I don't want any leaks about the interview process. Some candidates might try to gain an unfair advantage. Have all panel members and staff handling this process signed confidentiality agreements?
Yes, sir. All panelists, technical staff, and administrative personnel involved in the interview process have signed strict confidentiality agreements. Any breach of information will result in immediate termination of involvement. We have also ensured that all interview questions and case studies are stored in a secure system accessible only to authorized personnel. No one outside the panel will know the specifics of what will be asked until the moment of the interview.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. We cannot afford to take chances. This role will shape the future of this company, and I will only accept the absolute best. Make sure everything runs smoothly, Mrs. Adams. I trust you to handle this with precision.
You can count on me, sir. Everything will go according to plan.
Emmanuel, I'm really glad we've been preparing together. This interview means a lot to both of us, and I just want to give it my best shot. I've been reviewing strategic problem-solving techniques and leadership case studies. I think those are likely to come up. That's great, Daniel. You've really put in the effort. But, I was thinking about the panelists. They're experts from different countries, right? What if they're more interested in global business policies and economic trends rather than management strategies? Global business policies? I mean, that's important, but do you really think that will be their focus? Of course. Think about it. This company is international. They'll want someone who understands worldwide economic shifts, trade agreements, and even foreign exchange policies. If you don't have solid knowledge in those areas, you might struggle to impress them. I guess you have a point. I haven't really focused much on global trade policies. I thought they would be more concerned with leadership, problem solving, and crisis management. Leadership is important, no doubt, but trust me, Daniel, I have a feeling they'll ask more about macroeconomic trends. It would be smart to shift your focus tonight. Forget the management case studies for now. Spend the rest of your time reading about international business laws, stock market fluctuations, and financial regulations. I wasn't planning to focus on that, but if you think it's crucial, maybe I should. Absolutely. You don't want to go in unprepared for what actually matters. I'm only telling you this because we're friends. I don't want you to waste time on the wrong things. Thanks, Emmanuel. I appreciate this. I'll go straight home and start researching those areas. That's the spirit. Go and prepare well, my friend. See you at the interview tomorrow. Good night, Emmanuel. See you at the top. Heavenly Father, I come before you tonight with a humble heart, seeking your guidance, strength, and favor. Tomorrow is a big day, Lord, the interview that could change my life. But I know that no opportunity, no promotion, and no success comes except by your will. So, Lord, I surrender it all to you. Father, I thank you for bringing me this far, for the knowledge and wisdom you have given me. I ask that you go before me into that interview room. Let your presence fill the place, and may every word I speak be guided by you. Give me clarity of mind, confidence in my answers, and the ability to think clearly under pressure. Father, if this job is your will for me, let no one and nothing stand in my way. Let every plan of the enemy to mislead or confuse me be scattered. Expose every deception and help me focus on what truly matters. I refuse to be distracted, Lord. Give me discernment to answer with wisdom beyond my own understanding in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. I can't believe how easy that was. Daniel, so trusting, so naive. He actually thinks I'm helping him, when in reality, I've led him straight off track. While he's busy cramming useless information on global trade policies, I'll be sharpening my answers on the real topics that matter. This job is mine. I can already see it, me, walking into that office, shaking hands with the executives, signing my contract while Daniel wonders where he went wrong. But it's not luck, no, it's strategy. A battlefield isn't won by kindness but by wisdom. And in this game, I played smarter. By the time he realizes the truth, it'll be too late. He'll stumble through the questions, unprepared and uncertain, while I take control of the room with confidence. Tomorrow, I will win. And Daniel? He'll learn the hard way that in competition, there is no room for foolish trust. Good morning, esteemed panelists. I sincerely appreciate your presence and commitment to this crucial selection process. Today, we are not just looking for an employee, we are looking for a leader, a strategist, and a problem solver. This position carries immense responsibility, and our choice today will shape the future of this company. I urge each of you to be diligent, fair, and meticulous in your assessment. Look beyond impressive resumes and rehearsed answers. Examine character, intelligence, and the ability to perform under pressure. Ask the tough questions, challenge their thinking, and see who truly stands out. We have shortlisted strong candidates, but only the best will be selected. As we proceed, let us ensure that our decision reflects the values and vision of this company. I trust in your expertise, and I look forward to a thorough and insightful evaluation. With that, let us begin.